the impact of mental well-being, how arts can influence the mental well-being, and especially how Hindu arts, the richness in Hindu arts, and how it can contribute to your mental well-being. And that is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, has established the Nithyananda Sacred Arts University, where 64 Hindu arts are revived. Last 26 plus years of accomplishments involved over 562 metal statues that weighs about 17 tons. All of this are prepared, manufactured, and distributed all across the various de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa by the Nithyananda Sacred Arts University. Similarly, 2,674 statues that are made of granite has been transported across various de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa across the world. All of these stone deities weigh about 1 million kg, that is about 1,000 tons. About 482 statues of marble, made of marble, has been transported, and each of these statues that are being transported is subjected to Prana Pratishtha, a sacred process where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism energizes the deity. You can experience these deities are not just the matter, rather they are living deities, they are living forms who will respond to you, who will respond to every single prayer that you have. So similarly, there are statues, vehicles and thrones, jewelry and decoration that is being done in-house for 1,280 deities. Okay. So now we're going to watch a short video of the Nithyananda Sacred Arts University. The Nithyananda Sacred Arts University is established to preserve, revive, and spread the Vedic temple arts, architecture, and artifacts for people to live and experience the rich consciousness-based Vedic heritage. The temple-based arts and architecture is a science based on the perfect frameworks of cosmic laws, sacred geometry, proportion and symmetry, sophisticated mathematical principles, and cardinal directions. This science is grounded on the sacred truth that a temple is a miniature of cosmos comprising the 5 elements and its presiding deities. Every aspect of temple and temple arts, From the size, shape, material, structure, density, the size of halls, pillars, courtyards, the facing directions, to the process of installing the dating forms used, all these are revealed in Vedagamas, the source scriptures such as Stapatya Veda, Vastu Shastra, or Silpa Shastra. The modern architecture has so much to learn from the ancient Vedic temple sciences. Several researchers and studies have proven the indigenous perfection of our Vedic architecture. It has been scientifically proven that the characteristic configuration, geometric configuration of the Hindu temple, built with extraordinary perfection, has significantly increased the strength against earthquake movements, resulting in creation of everlasting, structurally sound structures which are proven earthquake resistant. The temples are living spaces where pure superconscious energy resides in infinite continuum, having its own independent intelligence beyond the time and space. The Nithyananda Sacred Arts University, founded by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is on 2003. It is the world's largest producer of temple arts and deities, with a mission to A. Procure, collect, traditionally make, preserve the temple arts and temple tradition and the cultural heritage. B. To spread the temple arts and architecture in its highest form as a celebrative lifestyle of peace and bliss as per the authentic scriptures. C. To operate as a university of learning the science and applied technology of sacred arts and temple architecture. D. To provide training, livelihood to Stabadis, the generations of temple architects who preserve the rare temple sciences. The vision is also to create a beautifully, highly evolved humanity, a civilization of Vedic species, of new species, following the rich Vedic Hindu life. The Vedic Hindu civilization, both in its lifestyle, tradition, art, and its architecture. Swamiji has envisioned the Pandyan, the Chettinad architecture for the construction of all the buildings, and Madurai architecture for all of the temple construction. The temple construction includes the construction for all the Hindu gods and deities and their vahanas, and just about everything that brings out all the grandeur and galore one can imagine, which is truly inherent to fascinating Hindu tradition. The vision is to build a temple-based civilization, nothing less than comparable to the best civilizations that ever existed. Some references here are to kindle your imagination of what you can expect. Number 1, Dwaraka, created for Lord Krishna by Vishwakarma. Number 2, Swarnalanka, which is created for Lord Shiva by Vishwakarma. Why these temple-based civilizations are renowned? Primarily, these temple-based civilizations are renowned because of its beauty of art and architecture that is reflected from the beautiful, creative, artistic space and the lifestyles these people are living. So here is an opportunity for each and every one of you to bring out the reflection of your artistic, creative side and contribute to this magnificent civilization to be. The university is spelled, if you see the Sacred Arts University, it is actually spelled with C. Just it means that reviving and reinstating the glory, grandeur, and richness of Hinduism across the world. You can see here the making of deity, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji. How these deities are made to its precision, Once, when these deities are energized by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, they become alive. They respond to each one of your prayers. There are millions of devotees who have experienced such beautiful miracles when they connected with the deities in Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayas, established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji. So what you're seeing here is a 15 feet tall deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism who is blessing the world in the form of Paramashiva himself, the tallest ever deity made by the Nithyanandeshwara Sacred Arts Ministry till date. And here you're seeing the beautifully crafted life-size deity of Swamiji, who's standing and blessing the world in the most conformed Abhaya Varada Murti. And this is the quarry to identify the best stones for the deification project. You can see here how these stones are picked from these quarries, selecting and proposed to be procured. You'll be so surprised to know that each of these stones, they have a particular gender. So just based on the sound that is being produced when you tap the stone, their gender is identified, and each gender is specifically used in the temple arts. Male stone is used for a specific purpose, and female stone is used for specific purpose. So you can see how much of precision is involved, and especially to know that in Hinduism, even a stone has life, has consciousness. That is how rich our tradition is. And the arrival of the stones for deification process. So once you select the stone, then we start carving the stone. You can see here how these deities are beautifully carved, and even the instruments that are used to measure these deities, everything is prescribed as per Agama. Whatever is prescribed as per Agama, those instruments, those techniques and methodologies are only deployed in Nithyananda Sacred Arts University. You can see here beautiful bodials and simums, an ornamental feature on every pillar about each Yajamana and Karta. So once you identify, yes, we just went on through this. Now, after you make the deity, what happens? After you make the deity, we ship these deities to Nithyanandeshwara Hindu temples across the world. Once these deities are shipped across the world, the Prana Pratishta process takes place, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself attends to this process. He himself energizes the deity, makes the deity breathe, live, and respond to each of our prayers. So apart from that, there are a number of stone pillars that are being restored from old temples. And these stone pillars are reused. You can see here, thousands of stone pillars are being restored, and how these stone pillars are being reused. So here is a wonderful opportunity for you to be part of this happening. When you come to COVID care protection centers, you have this amazing opportunity to be part of this Hindu Renaissance. You can learn Hindu arts, how these Hindu arts empower your being, how these Hindu arts truly enrich your being. You can be a witness to that happening. So we invite you to be part of the COVID Care Protection Center, especially during Corona pandemic, when you significantly feel the impact of how your mental well-being is being affected due to ongoing pandemic. You to experience the conscious sovereignty by being part of this COVID Care Protection Center. You can register yourself through the link below, kailasa.org/kailasacare. KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. So let's take a few minutes to register ourselves in kailasa.org/kailasacare. Sorry for the technical glitch. Now, let us look into the revelations to the world by Devi Parashakti. On 12th of May 2021, the Devi Parashakti manifested through the Nijavadara, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasangana, His Divine Holiness Swamiji. She revealed that I came as Nijavatara. I am blessing you. Listen. People, listen. To do good to all of you, I have taken the form of Nithyananda and came down as the Nijavatara. People of India, listen. Carefully listen. Time after time, Bharadam is a Jnana Bhumi where enlightened being comes. We cannot make the Jnana Bhumi as infertile. Enlightened beings have to come. They have to live, it has to flower. Few hypocrites, because they are stuck in delusion, we cannot sacrifice the world. Cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save the cosmos from being destroyed, that is called Adikailasa. The ship I did to protect the beings from Pralaya is Adikailasa. Because of the conspiracy of Drohis and enemies rule, the captain has to leave the ship. Before 12 years, knowing the great deluge that is going to happen on the Aushidas, by this Guru Purnima, that Jnana Rasavadam, Navabhashana is going to flower. I love people to come and take a dip in Navabhashana flower. People who ever is over, they will not have death. They will not have corona. Crores and crores of people will come in line. Every day they will come and dip in Ananda Lingam. Listen well to my words. For India, I made the ship as protection. The Nithyananda Navabhashana Lingam in Vaidya Sarovar. Go to Adi Kailasa. O Indians, listen. All those regretting losing the Nithyananda Nijavatara without confusion and without talking, just as the lip service, go to Adi Kailasa. Crores of people will come there looking for health, Navapashana water feast, and medicine. To get health and protection and enlightenment. To protect India from great destruction, I, Parashakti, made this huge ship. Even if the captain of the ship is not there, ship is there. On 14th of May 2021, Devi Parashakti further revealed that whoever comes to Adi Kailasa and does the good work of saving people from deadly corona, I myself will do all of their life work. This is a commitment. Paramashakti is giving you all. Parameshwari, I will do what I say. To save people from corona, I have set a huge ship, Ananda Sarovar, Vaidya Sarovar, and Ananda Lingam. I have made it in Adi Kailasa. Go there, take water every day, worship the Ananda Lingam, water, turmeric, milk, and neem rasam, showered on Navabhashanam are the medicines of this. On 19th of May 2021, she further revealed that the doors of Adi Kailasa will be open for all those who come with trust. It will protect the body and gives you the conscious health. It will also give the highest powers, dharma, artha, moksha, jnana, powers, kama, and the God beyond kama. Adi Kailasa, life will give you all goodness. On 31st of May 2021, the hell of Kirimi Bhojanam, mentioned by Vyasa in Garuda Purana, has opened and is directly falling on India as thunder. Running to Adi Kailasa and preventing it is the only way. I have opened Adi Kailasa. For those who want to save their lives, all of you run to Adi Kailasa. on 11th of June 2021, drop the foolish mind with the business motive of bargaining and attaining surrender and go to Adi Kailasa. Be in Adi Kailasa. I will do good to you. For saving your life, go to Adi Kailasa. Best life is there. Best, before Corona takes your life away, go to Adi Kailasa and save your life. The soil of Adi Kailasa is a Sarva Roga Nivarani, the cure of all the diseases. For all the diseases in the world, Paramasakti, myself taking the form of Nithyananda as Nijavatara, walking there barefoot for many years, manifesting all the powers, the very soil was converted into Vedic medicine that solves all the karmas. Taking the soil of Adi Kailash and mixing it with the water of Navabhashana Linga of Vaidya Sarovar and applying it, all the pains will vanish. Breaking the attachment to body, it will make you to enlightened. Goodness is there. I told the truth. Go to Adi Kailasa. When the first world countries closed their borders during this massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its door to one and all without exception. Kailasa has opened the free COVID care protection centers to one and all, including the Adi Kailash in Bidadi, Salem Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Tiruvannamalai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Rajapalayam in Tamil Nadu, Puduvai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Pattanam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Siragapadi in Tamil Nadu, Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad, Madurai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Avattivalayam in Tamil Nadu, Hosur Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. Multiple free COVID care protection centers are open across India, which includes various social services and spiritual services. Various social services includes the medical care, infrastructure to accommodate thousands, accommodation for multi-layered quarantine, emergency ambulances, ICU on wheels, personal protective medical equipment, food security management through food banks, organic farming. So in these COVID care protection centers, we also empowered the participants to be part of the Sacred Arts University. There are a number of participants who learned so many art forms, especially the Hindu art forms, and how they beautifully evolved to acclaim their conscious sovereignty. So you can see here, the participants were involved in making of beautiful copper deities. So micro detailed deities. So that involved the first step of wax molding. So you can see here, there is a center stalk made of wax that also has the various deities that we want to make from copper. And the second step is the mud mold, which is made of plaster of Paris, POP mold. So this is Madesh Ayya, who has come here to Adi Kailash as a COVID Care Protection Center participant. And after you make the mold, the next step is burn out and the pouring process. So you take the mold, and keep it in hot air oven, which will be tuned to high temperatures, about 1200 degrees C. And after that, finally, the finishing process. So this is Prabhananda Maharaj, so who's also a COVID Care Protection Center participant, who's recently taken sannyas, and he is part of the Sacred Arts University. Yes, so this is how beautiful the copper deities are made. You can see the intricate details. The first row you see the Kala Bhairava, Lord Bhagwan Kala Bhairava. The next you see the emblem of Kailasa. Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivam and Devi Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti, along with the Nijavatara, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji. And in the last row, you can see the Mahasadashiva along with Devi. You can see here how the deities are beautifully made from the copper mold. Apart from this, they are also involved in all the temple celebrations. They learn the art of garlands and how to place these garlands around the deities. Alankaram. So you have this amazing opportunity to be part of this COVID Care Protection Center. We welcome each and every one of you to join this COVID Care Protection Center. Do not miss this opportunity because this is once in lifetime, especially during Corona pandemic, how it has affected your mental well-being. This is a time for you to reclaim your conscious sovereignty by being part of this COVID Care Protection Center. You can register yourself in kailasa.org/kailasacare, KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. So let's take a few minutes for us to join the COVID Care Protection Center. So next we have a very interesting segment. So with no further delay, we'll wait for the next segment to start. Meanwhile, the viewers can register yourself to be part of this COVID Care Protection Center in Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Paramashivam. You can register yourself in the links below.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் ஓம் ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்த
Nithyanandam, welcome back to all the viewers after that very quick break that we had. And I'm so happy, and it's always such a joy to be able to announce to every single one of the viewers right now who are joining from all over the world, from different Kailasas, all the celebrated Kailasians across the world. We are eagerly awaiting the grace, the presence of Devi Parashakti herself, which is going to be live at 10 p.m. tonight, Indian Standard Time. And if you are in the Pacific time zone, then 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So ensure that you are tuning in, share with all your friends, and make sure that you're not missing it. Make sure your family, friends, your family, and anyone who you feel will benefit deeply from this divine encounter with the divine. You can immediately notify them, notify your friends and family, and ensure that everyone is joining in for the live Parashakti Akashic reading that is going to be at 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So ensure that you are sharing the news, and we're now going to be hearing from a few of the devotees, their heartfelt sharings about how Devi Parashakti has intervened in their life, has brought a stop to so much of different kinds of pain, suffering, grief, especially during this time of the coronavirus pandemic that we have been suffering from and have been undergoing for the last 1.5 years, more than 1.5 years, and honestly, with no end in sight. This year has been extremely strenuous, especially over the past few months, just for India and just for Hindus across the world. Whether you are in India physically or whether you are abroad, you are hearing about your loved ones who are going through the worst time in their lives and not even being able to be with them physically when they are undergoing so much and even losing their life in their last moments. And in these times, we have heard and are hearing the stories of people who are literally coming back from that brink of a health care, and are sharing their sharings on how they have healed from so much. They have been able to see so much of transformation in their lives, not just within the last few months, but over the last 2 years, since the Supreme Council of Hinduism has ensured across Kailasas, across the world, so many different places. We've been seeing the healing sharings and hearing about the stories of so much of transformation. Just the other day, I was shocked to be able to hear how one woman was able to simply forgo her severe back pain, which doctors were unable to diagnose and unable to treat, and which stopped her from bending down, which stopped her from sitting down on the ground, and her entire life was literally put into so much of peril because of this one seemingly simple back pain. And we've heard so many stories, even from people who have, in this global economic crisis, have actually found a breakthrough in their lives and have found a job even in this global climate. And today we're going to be hearing more devotees of Swamiji, of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who have literally been able to see in their lives a transformation that is absolutely unheard of, that you might call miraculous in this day and age, but we know it is a pure science and it's reproducible, and it has grounded evidence and based in so much of different laws, philosophies that Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the Vedic rishis, understood and were taught by Paramashivoham himself. So it's my pleasure to be able to introduce to you today some of the devotees who are coming forward and bravely sharing their story on this platform. And I would love to see your comments and your comments as we are going forward. Perhaps if you have a question, you can ask it, or if you'd like to share your own experience during the Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshan or during the last 2 years as we are still in the same situation. If you'd like to reflect on how Swamiji has literally brought a breakthrough in your life, then I would love to invite you to join us in the comment section, and shortly I'll be also able to see your comments and interact with you, perhaps read a few out loud, and we can share amongst ourselves about and get ready together for the Devi Parashakti Darshan, the live darshan, which is once again happening at 10 o'clock. So before we go on into today's sharings, and I get to introduce to you some of the most touching sharings that you will ever hear, then I would love to invite each and every one of you once again to share the news that there's going to be the live Parashakti Akashic reading at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time and 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. So don't miss this, and ensure that you are sharing in as many platforms with all your friends. Share on WhatsApp with everyone. Just send a message across and say, hey, I think you'd like to join this, see this. Especially nowadays, the truth is, for a fact, that due to the lockdown and due to the plague and the pandemic, which has been plaguing the streets of India, even in our own country, in that beautiful kshetra with so many thousands of temples, we ourselves are not able to we're not able to step out of our homes and go to temple as we do, and we're not able to even go to the temple, even our local temple, if we wanted to, without sparing our life and without giving a huge risk to our lives. It's at this time that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is bringing that darshan experience, the ultimate gratitude of our lifetime, and the bouncing board that you can use to experience oneness in your life, to you, wherever you are, on your couch, in your bedroom, in your living room, wherever you are, and to experience yourself completely and experience oneness in your life. Ultimately, the deep feeling connection and manifesting extraordinary Shaktis, living that extraordinary life. So once again, you can also get prepared your own questions. If you want to request Devi Parashakti any boons, or request her sage wisdom on the past, present, and future, you can always get prepared right now and into the Bhava Samadhi Darshan and the Paramashiva Dhyana Mantra, where we'll be entering into a very sacred experience. I also invite all of the viewers, if you'd like to offer some Naivedyam to Devi Parashakti, perhaps even dry fruits, if you have in your home, raisins or any kinds of dry fruits or nuts. That's something simple that you can offer. If you'd like to take some time right now, which you have, and make a sweet dish or make, maybe some chakra pongal or something that'll take a few minutes. And you can just make a small dish for Devi Parashakti. You can get prepared for the live darshan in this way, and get prepared. While you're preparing, you can join us and stay here the most profound sharings from very, very blessed devotees. And I also invite each and every one of the viewers, if you are interested today, if you feel so moved by gratitude in your life, I invite you, if you'd like to, you can go to youtube.com and join as a member of our Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, which is the official YouTube channel of Kailasa and as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So you can go ahead and go there, and in order to make sure you are joined as a member, you're able to get all the notifications of the live satsangs, the live dikshas or darshans, and you're getting notification every time there's a new video. And these videos are very, very important, never to miss, especially if they are revealing such profound truths on Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And also, if you'd like to, you can make a Hindi, which is on the YouTube super chat. You can use that feature on YouTube and make a donation, and just offer your gratitude to Devi Parashakti for gracing us today. So today we have joining with us Ma Saroj, Nithyananda Ma. Thank you so much for joining. It's very nice to meet you. It's very nice to speak to you. And I really thank you for joining us on this platform where we have hundreds, thousands of viewers who are viewing right now, especially as we are gathering for the live darshan of Devi Parashakti. And there's so many people who are eagerly awaiting the darshan of Devi Parashakti. And I was actually just hearing about your sharing, your transformation, and the healing that you had. I was absolutely touched, Ma, and I'm very looking forward to hearing more of your sharing as we share on this platform today, and for all of the viewers out there. So thank you so much for joining, Ma.
Thank you. It's really my privilege. I feel very honored, very fortunate that I was somehow, Swamiji chose me to connect with him. I can't tell you, it has been non-stop. I've had non-stop crisis and I've had non-stop blessings, is the only way I can put it. Last year, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And it was a shock because I was really fit before that. I have to say that when I was given the diagnosis, at that moment, my faith was so strong that I expected to completely heal. And that attitude of mine did help the clinicians to feel positive about the whole thing and give the medication, chemotherapy. When I had the first one, because they felt so confident with me, they gave me a massive dose, which actually is given to much younger people. I reacted very badly and I ended up in ICU. When I was going there in the ambulance, I had this kantmala. I did open it. I tried to put some Jnananjana there. It was quite dry, but I still spread it. And I just said, Swamiji, save my life. Save my life. And I was actually having fits at that time because my sodium was extremely low. And the chap who was in the ambulance wasn't very experienced. He got very nervous. And it took a long time to reach the hospital because the hospital they were taking me to was further away. God knows it was just the wrong decision, but here you were. And I was so frightened as I could see my life ebbing away from me. And all I could do was to say, Swamiji, help me, save my life, save my life. I'm just stuck to that. Finally, we did reach the hospital. And they said to me, we don't believe there's somebody with that low sodium. How come you are totally, completely compos mentis? We expect you to be completely delirious, gone. But no, I was totally compos mentis. I was telling them what medication I'm on, what I need, all that stuff. And they treated me, and I got saved, went back to ward, and the problem started again. And so I had to go back to ICU yet again. The long and short is that much as I was calling him and I was really frightened for a while, he was there for me. He was there for me throughout. So I had a year-long treatment, and I'm now totally, completely in the clear. I've had several incidents. My grandson, who was then 16, no, even less, maybe 15, he had a very serious mishap. He had a very infectious appendix, which wasn't diagnosed in time, and it burst. And he ended up in accident emergency 3 times. The 3rd time they admitted him. And then they had to operate, and it took 4.5 hours for something that would normally take half an hour. And I was so frightened because I know, because I'm a doctor, I know what I'm expecting. And this wasn't right. Something was dreadfully wrong. And I called Mahatma there, and I said, and I kept ringing, and she just answered. And I said, look, we need to save his life. This is just dreadful. This is what's happening. So she told me, she invoked Swamiji. And Swamiji picked my grandson Zaki up. And she said, Swamiji is taking care. He will be fine. 4.5 hours it took professor of surgery to operate on him. And he said, it took all my training to save his life. And he came, and he's completely healed.
Wow.
I had a very traumatic experience with my husband 4 years ago when he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And it was really bad. And Swamiji said, okay, he will take care, he will heal. And he also reacted extremely badly to his chemo. And he ended up in ICU when he had no blood cells to fight, white blood cells to fight. And it was so bad that they actually said to me, we want to take his tube out and let him go. Oh. But I thought, no, Swamiji said he will save him. So I said, no. And everybody thought I was crazy. And they said, you're a medic. How can you say that? He doesn't have a chance. And I said, no, just don't take his tube out. And it took nearly 2.5 months in the hospital, nearly 3 months. He did come home. He did walk. He did talk. He did eat. Everything they said he would never do, he did.
Wow.
And when he was passing away, my sister, who introduced me to Swamiji, was actually with Swamiji at that time. She had gone for some Paramashivoham program, and she had got lots of mandalas, but for some reason, and she had airshipped them, but for some reason one got left. So she had to carry it to my house. She stopped on the way. She lives in America. She stopped on the way, And she said, she asked them, can he have this? And they said yes. So when he was passing away, Mahatma there said, put mandala on him, which I did. And we were playing Hum Hum, which Anand Murthy had sung. And he passed away so quietly. I was sitting next to him, I didn't even know. And he was supposed to be most painful cancer. He didn't have it. He just passed away. So then I went to Virdi at that time, and Swamiji was there. And I said, Swamiji, I'm doing this Pratyaksha Pad Puja for my husband, for you to liberate him. And he said, already done that. Yes. I have to say, Swamiji has grown on me more and more as time is going. I really cannot imagine my life without him. I mean, there are so many things he has helped that I can't count. Serious stuff. Things that don't look possible. Things that look totally impossible. And I would say it's just put it at his feet. And he does something. I don't know how it happens, but every time you can say it's miracle, but it's divine. It's his Leela. He just always helps you and everyone. He doesn't pass judgment. He doesn't criticize. He just loves everyone. And when you connect and you ask, he always gives. He just stops. I don't know how else to put. I will say that's my biggest fortune in this life, to have come across him and then fortunately to embrace him. So this is, it's non-stop. It's every day. Things are not looking right, good, bad, and you turn around and say, well, I'll leave it to you, Swamiji. I know deep down you can turn it around. I know you can turn it around. And it happened.
Go ahead, Ma. Sorry.
Now I'm just saying it happens from little things to big things. Anytime I will say to anybody who feels, because there are times you begin to have doubts, you begin to lose confidence or feel powerless or feel guilty. Just chant Mahavakya. Just keep chanting. He connects, he sorts. I don't know how it happens, but just keep chanting. I will say to anyone, try. Just try.
So beautiful, Ma. I really am so moved by your sharing and how eloquently you put it, how beautifully and I can really feel, I was so just touched and moved by how deeply you connect with Swamiji. And that honestly is what is coming through right now. And I feel really a lot that all the viewers can see it too, just through your story. And I remember recently Swamiji had been sharing about, just if you connect with me as I introduce myself to you, if you connect with me as Paramashiva, as I introduce myself to you, that is all we need in order to manifest conscious sovereignty. And I feel that honestly your whole sharing is such a beautiful example of that. Swamiji just could have been speaking about you in that satsang, where simply from the very beginning, you just had your life surrendered to him. You knew that he was going to take care. And even when you are in the most dire situation and you're not sure what's going on, Swamiji is the one that you connect to, and he's the one who's literally taking you through that experience.
Absolutely. I mean, even last year, I think was it when just as the COVID started, my son-in-law got a very bad one. And they said it's 50-50. I mean, all these things happened in such a short time. And it was the most frightening. You didn't know, you couldn't breathe properly. And I'm sending messages and Manyanatma and everyone, please help. Just and Anatma said, somebody will take care. He's always, and I'm just looking and constantly chanting and praying. And one of his devotees in Houston, where my sister lives, he said, by midday it will turn around. And that morning he had gone for the verse. So I said, how will he turn around? It's gone the other way. The platelets are really down. And my heart was sinking. And he said, Ma, wait till midday. And yes, by midday, turned around.
Wow.
And he was up and away. And I honestly know that I owe my life, my son-in-law's life, my grandson's life, my husband's liberation. My son is going through very bad divorce, but he's keeping his consciousness alive. He's living life well. He's coping. All thanks to Swamiji. It was not possible. And I was looking at his eldest daughter, who is 11. She was obviously told some not very good things. And so she came, she wouldn't even say hello to me or say goodbye. If I offered her anything, she wouldn't take, she would just turn around. That same girl can't stop hugging me now. And I was praying, I was saying, Swamiji, I can't take this is so painful, And like I said, it's just non-stop. It is honestly non-stop. The showering, he's there. He's just waiting for you to connect with him. Other thing I quite like is when we are praying, when we are first starting Guru Vandana. And I really, Nithyanandam Paramashivoham, that does to me. Paramashivoham. Kevalam Jnanamurtam, only one who gives me all the gyan. And then Dvandvatvitam, no Dvandva, Gagna Sadarsham. And then the punchline, Tattvamasya Adilaksham. So I have to keep reminding when I'm feeling down and I feel not right or doubts come, his only mission is your enlightenment. Tattvamasya Laksham. So every word, Ekam, eternal, look at that. Oneness, eternal, you can't move, he's there forever, strong. Ekam Nityam Vimlam Achalam, can't move, he's totally soft but strong. Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam, he is Sakshi for the whole Dhartima. He's Sakshi, he's looking at everything, he knows everything. Every single word is most meaningful.
Yes. So beautiful, Ma. And I just really taken away in awe of your beautiful connection with Swamiji. How beautifully you explained also the Guru Vandanam.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as I say it, I'm trying to say to myself, hey, there is no Dvanda. This is Gagna Sarasham. Tattvamasya Laksham. That's all his Laksham. This is how he is. Ekam Nityam Vimlam Achlam. Sarvadi Sakributam. And Bhavaputam Nignaraitam. He's just beyond Bhava, beyond Guna. So it's just trying to get that Anpurna mantra. Just have to keep reminding, I'm part of you, you're part of me. When I'm focusing on my Anand Gandha, where you are, you and me are one. Purna mantra, we are one. That is how wonderful it does. I'm far from perfect because I'm not doing million things that I would like to, and I want to do nirahara more, and I sometimes have garlic and onion and things, but I'm just decided he loves me as I am. I love him from my heart, warts and all.
Beautiful, Ma. Thank you so much for opening this very, very intimate sharing for all of the viewers. For me, especially, I feel especially blessed to be able to hear it directly from you and also share it with all the viewers who are joining with us. And I would like to just say for the viewers that it's not just one woman who has been through so much and has seen through it because of the blessings of Swamiji, or as she says, simply because of her strong feeling connection and with Swamiji. And she has continuously been facing so much, and yet there have always been Swamiji has always been there. And I just love the words that you said, Ma, that you knew when you just called out to Swamiji, you at that moment when you were when you were in that like literally physical crisis and you're not sure what's going on, in such a health scare. In most situations, people will just forget everything and be completely submerged in that fear. But at that time, what we're holding on to as we feel like we're drowning is Swamiji, and ultimately that's what saves us. And that just that simple connection that invokes Swamiji, and he simply takes us through the rest of the experience. He just carries us through it. I just remember this beautiful story which I heard from Swamiji himself during a very early program in the Anandaspurna program. He used to say that one man, as he was reflecting on his whole life, he saw that there was always two footprints and on the beach, and it was just a long beach. His whole life was represented in a long beach, and there was two footprints on the shore. And he saw that whenever he was going through a crisis in his life, whenever he was extremely depressed, anxious in his life, or going through a period of time when he was extremely lonely, he saw that there was only one pair of footprints on the sand of his in that point in his life. And he asked God, he said, God, what is this? In my moments of dire need, there's only one pair of footprints. And God says, fool, it's at those times that I'm carrying you. There's only one footprints because those are my footprints, and I'm just carrying you. That I feel is such a beautiful, that's exactly how Swamiji has carried each and every one of us. And whether it is through health, like through these extremely strenuous and scary, just fearful times when we are reminded of our humanness, and in these times especially, and when we're reminded that life is very short, and that that our body is physical in the end and it has to go. And especially in those times, Swamiji is the one who is carrying us through, and ultimately even our body as it is, it's delivered once again by him in that time. And I can say that like he simply protects, he surrounds us with that ultimate love of Paramashiva, and he delivers us to the world once again from that profound love for life, newfound inspiration and gratitude for that Swamiji gives us ultimately. So
I will
thank you.
say to people who are going through bad crisis, health, whatever,
Yes.
at the very bad point, just to say, they're remembering one thing: there is nothing impossible. That's the thing to remember, because part of me saying this can't happen, that can't happen, especially medically. But then I have to turn it around. There is nothing impossible. Nothing impossible. So people who are going through health crisis or any, please believe me, there is nothing impossible. Just connect and leave it to him. Sometimes what you want may not happen, but it will be the best outcome. Trust me.
Yes.
That happens
Exactly.
too.
Exactly.
That happens too. Sometimes I want something, I'm praying, something else happened. And it was right. It was right decision. Okay. Thank you.
that is the beauty of the connection with Swamiji. And I can say that Swamiji always says, don't tell your problems, don't tell your guru how big your problems are, tell your problems how big your guru is. And that's not just in the very, very scary situations in our lives, but every situation, every single conflict that we're facing on a daily basis, even if it's a small.
Nothing we face is big in his comparison. It may look awful, dreadful, impossible, whatever words you can use. Nothing comes anywhere near him. Nothing. Nothing. Go with that. When things are rough, we all need to have, and this is the lifeline. And I'm going to say, love you, Swamiji. Thank you. Thank you from my heart. It's a small word. It's not good enough. I don't have the words to say thank you or show you my gratitude. I love you. I love you from my heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mom. I just wanted to ask, if you don't mind me asking, I don't, at the very beginning, we started off with this very, very profound sharing. If you could share with all the viewers a little bit more about you and when you knew Swamiji, and perhaps you can share a little bit about how you had got connected in the first place, and you had just found Swamiji, and suddenly, of course, we now know how deeply connected you are to Swamiji. But just for the viewers who are perhaps in the same position as many of us before, or for the first time coming to.
I was new. I had no idea about Swamiji at all, and I was kind of lived in a different, very westernized way of living. And although came from Hindu family, they didn't do huge lots and misguided in many ways, but that's how the world was. And my sister followed him, that too accidentally. Her husband was a surgeon, and they had a big conference in America where they lived. And she had a bad wrist. And somebody said to her, oh, downstairs, in the conference, so there's another conference or meeting room, and there is a young Swami. This was a long time ago. This will be 2008 or 9, 10. Very early time. He was very young. And so she just went. And he asked, what's wrong, Ma? And she said, I've got this problem and I'm going to have surgery and this wrist hurts. So Swamiji obviously just touched it. And not only as she got healed, she didn't need surgery. So even her surgeon husband was saying, wow, this is something else. So that was the start. And then he went to Houston, Swamiji, a few times. And they just connected. By then, my son was already having problems with his marriage, though we just try to pray that it carries on, and then all sorts of issues. No, I think maybe that time he had problems with, he's doing a surgical training and he was finding things very difficult, not clinically, because he's quite able. It's just his mental. He was just having a block with confidence and everything lost. And we didn't know where to go. And it looked like he may have to leave. And it's just extremely stressful. So my sister was going to Swamiji and I said, please, can you? So she said, send me his photo, which I did. So she posted. So those days we posted things. So she took that photo to Swamiji and put it at his feet. And he just did this. And lo and behold, it changed. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And then he gets married and then the problem starts because she can't have a child. And I'm saying to my sister, oh God, do that. She's going again, same thing. She has a child. Then she can't have a second child, going again, second child. Then the third child came and we thought she was going to be Down syndrome because that's what the ultrasound said. So that was very frightening. Oh my God. So I had actually gone to my sister in Houston and we were she said, why don't you do Pratyaksha Pad Puja? I knew nothing about it. There was a devotees there in their house. So I did Pratyaksha Pad Puja. And I said to Swami, I was a bit shy in saying that because I didn't want it to sound like I was anti-girls, which I'm not. I just said, Swamiji, he's already got 2 girls. Can he have a normal baby? And he said, yes, normal baby. So I said, because we were at risk at that time. And then I said, can he have a boy? He said, he'll have a normal baby. So it was very clear to me that this was going to be a 3rd girl, which was okay. But normal baby, thank God, because that's the original test showed that it was a problem. So then Swamiji was supposed to come to England, London, and I came from India the night before and just traveled because I needed to be with him. But then he couldn't come because the problem started in India. And then he did a 2-way connection. And I asked for blessings for my son's marriage and everything else, and he blessed. But what I want to tell people is that all I was doing is give me, give me, give me. Okay, I just wanted things from him, but I hadn't made that connection, not really. I just thought somebody could give me something, and I was I was desperate, so I was doing that. And it takes a while. I want people not to give up. Take your time listening to him. And sometimes he's blessing somebody else and you're thinking, oh God, why not me? You just connect because what you want has happened. He's already blessed you. Don't worry about the name. Happens all the time. You're wanting something, you're praying, and then you're thinking, oh God, I just want him to, because he's, no God, why not my name? It did come mind you once, but that was great. But the truth is this, for people who are listening, if the name is not, your name is not mentioned, that actually is almost irrelevant. Well, it's not irrelevant, it's great when he mentions, but what you want, what your sankalpa is, what you are praying for, you sit there and you tell him, it's done. It's done. That's what counts at the end of the day. Okay, so anytime the fear grabs, we all have this. Anytime something looks, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Just connect, just chant. Chant away even if you don't feel like it. Chant away, you don't want anything. Just chant away. Just chant away. So don't think that, oh, I'm not getting that connection. It took me quite some time. It took me a few years. So don't think that it happens. For some people, it's just like that. For others, it takes time. So there isn't a single formula. So don't give up. Don't feel that if I don't have that connection, these people, somebody may listen to me now and think, oh my God, well, I'm not there. I was not there. Even when I met him personally in Biddi, I prayed and I did everything and Prataksha Puja, everything, because I was worried about my son even at that time. But that connection was there, but not really that deeper. The depth comes, sometimes it just comes. But for me, it took a long time. So I want people to know that don't feel desperate and look at others and say, I used to think, well, they're all right. They have a Vachari connection. They are very close. I'm not that level. I'm not good enough. I'm not there, you know? But he's not counting. We are. He's not counting. The moment you feel that connection and you feel that moment is the nirvana moment. Don't worry about it. The people may be the biggest sannyasis, as Swamiji said, they may be biggest this, that. Ye make your personal connection. He will connect. He's open to every single one. It's how we feel in our heart is all he cares.
So beautiful, Ma. It is so touching, moving to hear your sharing, and such eloquently put, I can say. Perhaps one of the most poetic descriptions that I've heard on NTV about your life experience, and so much like oozing devotion. I'm just absolutely moved by it. And I will never be able to forget this sharing specifically, Ma. Thank you so much for joining with us and for sharing with all of the viewers this with your life story, your connection with Swamiji, and some of the most scariest moments in your life. Thank you so much, Ma. And now we are going to be...
Please don't give up. Please don't give up. Take your time. Take your time.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma'am. Thank you for joining us on NTV. And now, for all the viewers out there, I hope as much as me, you're simply oozing with that devotion, melting in devotion with Devi Parashakti, with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now, I invite each and every one of you. We'll be shortly beginning the preparation for the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, the live darshan of Devi Parashakti. And just with that same space that we are now in, that Ma Saroj has shared, and that beautiful space of feeling connection with our Guru, with our beloved guide, who is taking us forward in this very dark universe at this moment in time. Let us enter into the next segment of today's program. Let's get ready and prepare ourselves. Then in the next segments, we'll be getting ready for the Bhava Samadhi Darshan. We'll be just preparing ourselves, understanding the deeper context the darshan is, where it is coming from, and the different scriptural references for it. So stay tuned. Let's deeply get ready for the Devi Bhava Samadhi Darshan after a very quick break.
Okay, thank you, Ma.
Yes. So right now you can take a few minutes as well and
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nanda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् 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 ॐ नित्यानन्द
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினியில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் குண்டலினியில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினியில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தி பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
ஓம் 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 ஓம். காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம்.
Nithyanandam, this is Yun from Belgium. I'm a disciple of the Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and I have been following Swamiji for the last 6 years. So in this video, I would like to share an experience what I have in my life. About 5-6 years, my grandma unfortunately has diagnosed as a liver cancer, and actually at that time she needed a surgery for her, but the doctor did not suggest for her because she was already 80 years old. So it is quite dangerous for her to having a surgery. But my grandma had the courage, and she still insists to having a surgery for her. So when I heard about it, and I asked blessings, healing blessings from Swamiji for her to having a successful surgery. And inside my space, I felt very completed. And I knew at that time that she was going to be healed. So very luckily, very fortunately, my grandma had a successful surgery after Swamiji's blessings. And she has able to become recovered from the disease at that time. So I was very happy for her, and she was also very happy. So thanks for Swamiji's blessings. Thank you for your listening. Nithyananda.
Nithyanandam, I'm Saras and I'm from the UK, and I'm sharing why Swamiji, so why I follow Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam. And I have so many reasons, but I'm going to share one of my reasons now. So I'm a doctor, and before I met Swamiji, I found that even though I was practicing to the best that I knew, I was frustrated, I was tired, I was bored, and I was clock watching. I was always trying to give my best to my patients, but the frustration and boredom was always there. And soon after I met Swamiji, I asked for his blessings to leave my practice, and he didn't give it to me. And at that time I felt a little bit gutted. Well, quite a bit. But when I came back from the program that I was attending at that time, which was Parashakti, immediately my practice changed. I started having this feeling connection to patients, feeling something deeper with them, being able to connect with them, wanting to be able to give myself to them. I wasn't clock watching. I wasn't looking at my watch and just feeling bored. I was alive, and I'm inspired, activated, and what I've seen is that I give my life to them. I always wish the best for them and practice on that basis. I even set Satya Sankalpas every day on my way to work that let my patients be healed, let Swamiji heal my patients, and let them always have the best. So this is something that Swamiji has given to me, and it's made such a tremendous impact in the way I practice as a doctor, and it's given me such a sense of fulfillment. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you so much. Nithyananda.
Had many miracles happen with the NIT 1008. Actually, even before I got here, I met Swamiji for the first time in 2009, and during one of the darshans, I had asked Swamiji, in this lifetime, will I know you as me? And he said, yes, Ma, you will. So then going forward a few years, I was talking with a friend, and he was planning on coming to the Nithyananda, but was hesitant. So we were talking and reminiscing about past experiences we had in the LBE, and I had no intention whatsoever of coming here. And so then what happened was we were watching the satsang, and we're watching the glimpses, and then they showed the demo, the video for the Nithyananda. And Swamiji said, in this process, you will experience me as you. And I thought, oh my God, I asked Swamiji that in 2009. Swami's calling me back. So then I decided, yes, I'm going. I have no clue how I'm going to do it. There were several obstacles. So I got my plane ticket and needed more testing to test my intensity. And so what happened was actually 5 hours before the start of the program, Swamiji made it happen for me, the breakthrough. So it was quite an incredible experience. Now the other, there's so many miracles, I don't even know where to start, but one physical miracle that has happened for me is for about, I think for about 10 years or so, I've had these crazy rashes that I get from heat, and when I wear anything that is not gold or silver, my skin just breaks out. So even when I came here, it's pretty warm here, so I start sweating, and already my face was getting itchy, and little blisters were happening. My face was starting to swell. I thought, oh my God, no, here we go again, because usually it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for it to settle down. And the other thing is that I can hardly ever wear my bracelet, the one that Swami gave, because the moment I put it on, I break out. So, so then what happened a few days into the program, Swami was working on our muscle and biomemory, and we were writing down the powers that we wanted to experience, the possibilities we wanted to experience. And I thought, enough of these allergic reactions, like I've had it. So one of the possibilities that I wrote down was to be completely free of any allergies. And literally within a few days, the swelling went down my face, the blisters disappeared, and I've been wearing my bracelet blissfully, and no rash, nothing at all. So, and actually I got another bracelet, so now I can wear 2 happily. So thank you so much. Thank you, Swamiji. I'm deeply grateful.
My journey to Nithyanandoham has been more or less like a roller coaster for me. I was introduced to Swamiji sometime in January when my friend showed me a couple of videos, and when she was at her I made a lot of fun of her. I was like, what have you got yourself into? And it's only when I saw his videos, I was like, okay, you know what, this guy makes sense. Let's go and see what he's all about. And I decided to go for the May Inner Awakening. But it did not work out because my parents didn't give me permission for that, and they didn't believe in Swamiji. And I had taken blessings from Swamiji for the DIA. I did go for Kaltaru. I had a wealth creation session with me. And even after all this didn't work out, I was a little disappointed. I wondered why it didn't happen for me when everyone says, oh, you've got his blessing, it's going to happen. He said at Tathastu. And it's only after that I disconnected myself completely from him. I was like, Swamiji is not meant for me, and no other guru is meant for me. And after that is when I disconnected from him and I found my seeking come alive. Somehow I had all these questions come up for absolute.
His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadasham Tattamasyadi Lakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important caution.